Hi everyone, welcome to M&M. In this video, I'm going to be making a little red crewmate from the wildly popular game Among Us. I'm going to be using felt fabric sheets, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw an outline of our crewmate, and I'm just doing that on a piece of paper, and I used an image from Pinterest. So once we have the outline, we're going to pin it onto our red fabric and just cut out the body part of the crewmate. So we're ignoring the backpack and the helmet or goggles for now. And then we're going to need two pieces of the body. So once we have that, we're going to set that aside and move on to the goggles or the helmet. So we're just going to cut out the helmet part from our paper and then pin that onto our black fabric and cut that out. And then once we have the black fabric, we're going to cut out that outer layer on our goggles because it's made of two different parts. Then we're going to use the inner layer to cut out the white paper. It sounds complicated, but it's just made of two parts. So we're using the outer layer for black, inner layer for white. And then we're going to set that aside, and the last piece of fabric that we're going to need is the backpack. So the backpack that we ignored on our piece of paper, we're going to take that and just use that as a measurement for height. And we're going to need two pieces of little rectangular red fabrics for the backpack, as you can see here. And now we have all our pieces. So let's move on to sewing. We're going to take our two body parts and sew that together, and I'm using what is called a back stitch. And so you're going forward once and then back a little bit, like halfway. So it's going to take a little bit more time, but that's okay. And then here, as you can see, I'm stopping midway and putting in some fluff or stuffing just to give our crewmate body a little bit of texture. So once I have that, I'm going to sew around again and then complete it. Okay, so we have the body. Now we're going to stitch the goggles onto our bodies. So we're going to take both the black and the white part, overlap them, and then sew just around the white part onto the body of our crewmate. And here you can use any sort of stitching, just make sure that you're using white thread. And that's what it looks like. So moving on to the last part, which is the backpack. And all we're going to do is sew the two pieces of the backpack fabrics together, and you can also use any stitch. And then before you cut the thread off of the backpack, we're just gonna sew it onto the body of our crewmate. So just gonna take the backpack, put it behind the crewmate, and sew a little cross or an X. And in doing so, you want to make sure that you're going through both the backpack and the body of the crewmate so that the two get stitched together. And the final thing I'm doing is stitching a little backpack strap onto the top of our crewmate. This is totally optional. You can use this as a keychain, but I'm just using it as a back charm. So that's all done. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think it looks very cute. Look, my mommy made it.